Hi, and officially welcome to the Pink Couch. This pink couch will not be a regular thing in my videos, but I thought I'd bring you here because it is one of my favorite pieces in my living room. Is a pink couch. It is just a love seat. Um, and yes, it is my pride and joy. And yes, I got it from a random old man that wanted to get rid of it. So yes, I did blessingly get it for free. But I bring you to the most probably comfiest video that you will probably see. Mainly because this is my birthday month. March is my birthday month. I don't know how much I'm going to post. I don't know what life's going to look like for March because it's already looked crazy for January and February. But if you haven't gotten the picture yet, my videos are usually pretty podcasty, usually just talking. If it seems like we're not talking back and forth, which I've seen that on somebody else's like videos, then I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, I just was thinking about a couple of things. Like, usually when I get to my birthday month, because my birthday is right in the middle of the month, literally, it's the 16th of March. And obviously, I start to get nostalgic. I start to think about so many things. And I just think about a lot. And I think about what I want. I think about where I want my future to go. I think about my past of like what I've done in my life, not even just on my birthdays, but just in general. And I think like of just so many things. And right now I'm thinking about how when I was growing up, my mom and my dad, or specifically my mom, always made sure that me and my sister had birthdays. Always. Like we always went somewhere. We did something for dinner. We had a big event. We booked out a party room somewhere, something like that. And then now that I'm married and I am married to someone who birthdays weren't that big of a deal. Birthdays were for rich people. Birthdays were just not a massive celebration in his family. I mean, they also had 5 kids, but that's beyond the point of conversation. And I just like it definitely matters on how you're raised sometimes. And now I can dumb it down a little bit and just be like, I only want one thing, like I only want one specific thing. And I know that sometimes it can come into the factor of people's money in their lives, or because obviously money's a harboring issue for everyone, like everyone's on the poverty end at this point. But I think more than anything, like birthdays just for me are very much of like what do people think about when they hear me as a person, and then like what do you want to do for that person's birthday? And I also think for me as well that, like, over top of this, I think about myself towards other people on their birthdays. And the weird thing is, like, I don't think I know a lot of people enough. I do a few, but it's like, unless I'm with you, like, every single day, like, maybe we work together or something, like, I don't know you. Like, and I don't know you enough to get you a gift or to think outside the box or to get something that you might be interested in because I'm not with you enough. And there is some people in my life like that, and I think about their birthday so specifically to where I think about it months in advance. I like if your birthday's in like May, I'm thinking about your birthday in like December. And I kid you not, I'm like only thinking about like, oh, would she like this at this time? Or like, would this help her the most? Would this be a useful gift? Would this be a thoughtful gift? Like my mom's birthday. My mom just turned 60 last year in May. And she was so sad that, like, none of her friends showed up. But a lot of her friends that she hasn't seen since she was, like, young, or, like, friends that, like, have been part of the family, like, almost second aunts and uncles to me, but they're not, like, came, and it was so much more meaningful because then we all looked around the table and be like, "Screw them, like, they don't need to be here, we're the true friends," like, and obviously it was us 4, my mom, my dad, my sister, and me, and then, like, the aunts and uncles that we sort of grew up with, but they're actually her friends, and that I feel like was more meaningful because we had so much more time to just hang out and be with one another. So and so many funny things happened at that birthday, but I think about it and I was like, my sister and I planned for that, like, months in advance, and of, like, what she would like, and I even, like I'm a photography person, and it's something that me and my family always do, preferably for my mom and my dad, or like people going around, is like they would make a collage of almost like if you've ever seen one of those old like you have a project in school and you had those cardboard opener things, you'd fill that whole cardboard thing was just photos of that person. And what I did for my mom, and this is I'm only saying examples of my mom, like anyone could do this for me and I'd be thrilled. um, but I took photos that she hasn't seen of in a very long time, and a lot of them actually were from her own Facebook page. She's like, "Oh my goodness, I haven't seen that photo in so long. I haven't seen that photo in so long." And then I signed the back of it. Like, it was basically like a ginormous card that I was giving to her, and I just wrote, like, what was from my heart of her, of, like, of just what she means to me and my family, and, like, of us 3 girls even in our family, because my dad's the only guy. And, like, I remember she was reading it at her party, and it, like, was making her bawl her eyes out. And, like, I just kind of like, I'm not even like, I just look at that kind of thing and I'm like, look at that as an example, and then try to think about what I would want for my birthday. And let alone, like, my mom just turned 60, and I'm now turning 30 this year. So that means that my mom would have had me when she was 29, I think. I think. Can't do math. Um, but I was just thinking about it and I was like, milestones are a big part of my life as well. Like when you turn 20, when you turn 10, when you turn 30, like, and let alone like when I turned 16, when I turned 21, even when I turned 25, like those were big milestones. Now that I'm 30, I'm like, there's not too many more. Now you gotta go by the tens, tens and fives. Um, but I'm turning 30 this year, and I just want to see what people's heart does when they think about me in that aspect. That, like, if you know somebody enough and you know somebody well enough, like you see them every day or something, like, what would you want to do for their birthday? Like, think about it. And I really thought about this hard, and I'm like, I know that this is a hard ask because it's asking people for something for your birthday, which like sounds selfish, and I understand that. But like, I don't even need to go have dinner with y'all. I don't even need to go to like go play a game somewhere. I don't even need to go to like a venue. I don't need to go anywhere crazy. The only thing that I really want personally is just like a heartfelt message, kind of like I did on the back of my mom's birthday card, of just like what I mean to them. Of like, and I want to be able to keep that forever and like look back to that, like, I matter in somebody's life. And I think for my 30th birthday, that's like really not that hard to ask for. Now, I don't have a ton of people in my life. I really don't. But I do just say that, like, I just wanna know how I matter on this earth, how living another year is going to be important to my overall life, and I that's a whole 'nother thing of just, like, on a God spectrum of thing, which I won't even talk about that. But, like, I wanna know if I'm making a difference in people's lives. I wanna know if I make them laugh. I wanna know, like, what they think of me in that aspect of, not am I doing good things, but am I actually a benefit, and do I have a purpose in somebody's life? And I wanna know that. I want it to be spelled out. I want to know what's on people's hearts of myself, just so that way I can internally, like, live another year and be like, "I do have a purpose here. I have proof of it." You know what I mean? And with all of this also to be said, now that I've been talking about birthdays, the past like 2 months, January and February in particular, I've really been putting off a lot of my 5K training if you've been watching my previous videos. Um, and I've just been like kind of focused on my health because it's been so cold outside, which I've talked about this before, that like my whole joints and my nervous system and everything is just really shot. So I'm having to rest a lot. And my voice sounds a little crackly because I just went to an event over last weekend where I was screaming a lot, but that's beyond the point of the conversation. It's with teenagers, so what do you expect? Um, but yeah, I'm hoping to maybe send this to people that just care and think and are open minded and just hear my plea, hear my cry. And I hope you don't hear my neighbors because I can hear my neighbors and they sound like they're jamming over there. They're like right through this wall. But yeah, I think that's really all I want for my birthday. My husband and I even talked about it of like he's having trouble with planning things and figuring things out, and I get it. It's mainly money more than anything for us, but I think more than like I'm a person that like I hope also with this conversation as well, like with birthdays and stuff, is like find people's love languages. And even as friends, like I hope that you find what their love language is and like on their birthdays or when they're down or when you see that they're having a rough day or whatever it is, you can show them love through their own love language. And I will be honest, my way of love languages goes in this order. So, to my knowledge, there's 5 different love languages, and my top one is words of affirmation. If you can't tell by this entire video, it's words of affirmation. So, yeah, and then acts of service is the next one, doing something for me in general, going out of your way to do something for me. Quality time is a great one, just spending like, I dream about so often of sitting with friends or just sitting with people that I care about, of just sitting on a couch, having a cup of tea, and chatting for hours. I I literally dream about that. It brings me so much joy to think about that, like, that is what I would rather do with somebody than anything else. And then, like, yes, I am a gift person. I do appreciate gifts, but, like, that's number 4 on my list-ish. It's not the biggest thing, and then, like, literally the last thing is physical touch. Like, I'm usually not the most physical touch person. Now, I understand a lot of my friends are physical touch people. They love to hug, they love to appreciate people around them. It's usually not my first act of love in that aspect, but yeah, I love to learn about other people. I love to care about other people, and I love to hear what their love languages are so I can love them on their birthdays or whenever they're down or whenever anything else. So maybe if we could start that conversation even for birthdays, that'd be even a better conversation to start. But yeah, I just wanted to make a quick video because I haven't made one in a while, or at least 2 weeks, because last weekend I had an event. Next weekend, I plan on doing a photo shoot for myself. I usually do some sort of photo shoot of some way, shape, or form of things for my birthday, but now that it's my 30th, I'm debating it. If you happen to look up Taylor Swift folklore album of like the black and white album of her like in the forest, that's my vibes for my 30th birthday. And then for my actual birthday weekend, which will be March 14th and 15th, that'll be my birthday weekend. I think my husband and I are going somewhere, but I'm not sure where yet. Um, but yeah, and then after my birthday is when I'm gonna go hardcore deep into my 5K training because I have till October. And I feel good right now, but I've gone off the horse over the past 3 weeks. But yeah, anyway, I literally don't really plan on editing this at all, so if it was boring, I'm so sorry. Um, I'm literally just gonna chop off the beginning, chop off the end, and then move with that, but yeah, I would love to learn what other people's love languages are. I just wanna know what people's hearts are to where other people can love and show them care and encouragement and affirmation more, and this pink couch even reminds me of that because the man who we got this pink couch from, he was 80 years old, and he was entering his second marriage. Him and his soon to be wife were both like 80 years old, and she already had the house of her dreams and had all the furniture she wanted. And he was like, "Okay, well, here's my house. Pick whatever you want out of it and just take it. Like, I don't want it. I need to get rid of it." So, and this lovely pink love seat couch was one of them. And it looks a little Victorian with the holes in the back. But it's my favorite couch of all time and it will live with me forever. Another thing that we got, which is right in front of me, which is another one of my pride and joys, which I will literally be dead with in a casket, is like it's a bright red, like Persian rug looking. It's a little like worn to where it would be kind of like rustic and barn kind of look, but I do love it. That has also been with us for a very long time. Also came from that same man's house. Both of those 2 things will be with me forever, and with them being with me forever is that things that will probably die with me, literally die with me, I makes me think of my birthday, so, yeah, um Can you hear that, by the way? I'm so curious. Again, I feel like we're just talking as friends at this point. Can you hear my neighbors? Like, the funniest thing to me. Um, I'm also behind on my dance workouts. That's been really sad at the moment. At this point, I'm just talking about whatever. I've written a few notes. It was mainly about the birthday conversation, um, but I also like this spot a lot better for filming because I have a big bay window in the front of my living room, and I can just open those blinds, and then I'm in my pink couch. So this might be a forever shooting spot. My original spot was gonna be back in my office, and I'm like, "I don't think I like that. I think I like this spot better. This spot makes sense." I also haven't put my running shoes on in a hot minute, and that's a little sad. Today is my mother-in-law's birthday, which is another reason why we're talking about birthdays. Almost like everyone in my everyone on my husband's side of the family, their birthdays are like around this time of year. To where like my husband's birthday is 4 days away from mine. My mother-in-law's birthday is like the end of February, which is today. But yeah, and a lot has just been going on, man. I don't even know what my next video is gonna be. I've just been flying at the seat of my pants at this point, enjoying filming, enjoying uploading, because I haven't done it in years. One of these days I'll have to get like I feel like as well, like with this birthday conversation, I feel like I am such a unique, interesting, wacky, weird person that like I can find interest in anything. I can try to find a conversation with anyone most of the time. I Yeah, and something that I was just thinking about with making videos is that if you scroll back to some of my videos, I literally have a video of me playing Fortnite. You can't see me. You can just tell I'm playing Fortnite. And I'm literally hiding in a bush the entire time. And I basically watch two people in the game kill each other in the game. And then I win. Or I think I got second or something like that. I can't quite remember. But it was really funny of an ending to me because there will be times where I will camp in Fortnite. It will happen. Now I haven't played a Fortnite in a hot minute. It's changed over the years. But I also am a person where I'm like, I've played Call of Duty, I've played Apex, I've played like PUBG, I've played them all, like all shooter games. I've even played the original Call of Duty where it's like zombies or whatever. I think that was the first video game I like remember distinctly playing. And video games really make me think of my birthday a lot just because I used to be a Twitch streamer back in the day. Wasn't good at it. No one gave two craps about me. No one, but I just thought it was fun, and I do still think video games are fun, but people can get very easily addicted to them. Um, and also I don't really have an addictive personality. I've come to find that out about myself over the years. Um, but anyway, yeah, if you wanna play Fortnite together, we gladly can. I've been playing Fortnite since, like, season 1, chapter 1. I kid you not, I really have been. I remember when Fortnite was even started. It's been over 15 years now, so half of my life, Fortnite's been out. That's mind-boggling to think about. Um, but I will also talk to anyone about anything, so, like, even if you're just willing to have a conversation with me on my birthday will bring me so much joy. I also love giving people advice, which I know not everyone wants advice on certain things, but I will literally talk about anything. And I will talk about my opinion. I will not talk about my opinion. I will also try to lift people up and encourage them in any way, shape, or form. I'm usually a very bubbly, positive, even when I'm feeling sick or low or whatever it is, like I still like want to uplift and encourage people. So yeah, I don't know where any of this was going. I just was talking about my birthday. I guess when I talk about my birthday, I talk about me. So it kind of makes me look a little self-centered at the moment, but I'm like, hey, it's my birthday. But I will lastly say if you've made it the whole way through this video, I'd be shocked. But I will say that also, because this part's the most unimportant to some people, but most important to others, is that I really think that God put me on this earth to find ways to encourage and lift other people, whether that's through laughter, whether that's through encouragement, whether that's through finding the positive in everything, whether that's finding just joy in basic life or treating yourself or whatever it is. Like, God definitely put me on this earth for a purpose, and I can see it by the little fragments of my life. But I really want to know, like, with my birthday and stuff, of like how I'm actually purposeful in other people's lives, because I can't fully see it, but it'd be nice to know. It'd be nice to know. But I can definitely tell I do have a purpose. I can, now that I'm 30, like, I feel like when I was 25, I couldn't see much of that purpose, but now that I'm 30, I can see a lot of it more. But obviously, because it's a milestone birthday, I'm also like, can you just tell me what I have a purpose in your life to be? Because I also like people when they're very direct with me. That's another side note. The more direct people can be with me, the better. I can understand metaphors, don't get me wrong, because I can understand music and I understand people when they speak with metaphors and things like that. But if people can just be fully direct with me, it brings me also so much joy. It brings me so much joy. Oh, oh, it makes me so happy. Um, anyway, I think I'm gonna cut the video here. Yeah, yeah. I don't know when my next video will be, because again, the next 2 weeks is basically birthday stuff for me. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Um, I'm free. I feel like if you've also ever seen the movie Inside by Bo Burnham, it's on Netflix. And he filmed that when he was in COVID, of like we all had to be inside and we were all alone and all those things. I feel like that mentally all the time, the whole thing. I play that soundtrack to my life a lot. And let alone, he even says like he's turning 30 in that, when it was 2020, he was turning 30, so now he's 36. But again, I could talk about anything. I could talk by myself. I guys. So anyway, I think I'm gonna wide share this video. I hope you got it of some way, shape, or form. I hope we start a conversation from this video, please. Um, anyway,